One of the most peculiar natural disasters in Africa took place on the 21st of August 1986 in a secluded mountainous area of northwest Cameroon. Approximately 1,700 to 2,000 individuals perished as a result. Upon arrival of outsiders in the aftermath, they discovered entire villages filled with lifeless bodies and pastures littered with deceased cattle. It appeared that people had succumbed where they were standing or sleeping. Men, women and children were found sprawled on the roads or lifeless in their beds, showing no sign of physical injury. Adding to the enigma, this calamity unfolded in a remote, rural setting. There was no evidence of an explosion, volcanic eruption or any nearby industrial activity involving toxic substances. The cause of such a devastating loss of life remained a mystery. The explanation lay in one of the most unusual natural disasters of modern times. Lake Nyos is a crater lake located in the northwest region of Cameroon, approximately 315 kilometers northwest of Yaoundé, the capital city. Nestled in the Oku volcanic plain, high on the slopes of a mountain within the remnants of a volcanic crater, this seemingly harmless blue freshwater lake, surrounded by verdant vegetation, appeared to be an ideal spot for fishing or swimming. Little did anyone know that this picturesque location harboured a dreadful secret. The lake's lethal potential stems from the geological composition of the area. Deep beneath the lake lies an active magma chamber that has been gradually releasing carbon dioxide and other gases into the bedrock above for centuries. These gases seeped through the ground's crevices and infiltrated the water at the lake's bottom. Under typical circumstances, the carbon dioxide gas would have dispersed harmlessly, rising through the water in bubbles. However, in the instance of Lake Nyos, the water is stratified based on temperature, with warmer and less dense water near the surface floating on top of colder and denser water near the lake's bottom. Over a long period, significant amounts of carbon dioxide gas had seeped into the lower layer of water and dissolved into it, resembling bubbles trapped inside a sealed bottle of carbonated beverage. There were some indications of potential danger in August of 1984. A total of 37 individuals near the neighbouring Lake Monoun suddenly died due to suffocation, although the government seemed to have concealed this incident to a large extent. Since there was no electricity or telephone service in the area, it was relatively easy to keep this event a secret, and the thousands of people living in the surrounding villages such as Nyos continued to live their lives unaware of the potential danger posed by their own lake. The exact trigger that caused the gas release remains uncertain, but possible explanations include an earthquake or a landslide of rock and debris into the lake. We will never know the precise cause, but regardless, something caused a significant disturbance in the water, mixing the layers and resulting in the release of the dissolved carbon dioxide gas. This had a similar effect to opening a shaken bottle of carbonated soda. At 9:30 p.m. on August 21st, 1986, a loud rumbling sound emitted from the lake. A massive bubble of water and carbon dioxide gas surged from the lake's bottom, propelling a spray column 100 metres into the air and generating a 25-metre high wave across the lake's surface. Simultaneously, an estimated 1.2 million cubic metres of gas was released into the atmosphere. The gas cloud, comprised of carbon dioxide that is denser than air, descended and formed a layer measuring 50 metres in thickness. Subsequently, it cascaded over the rim of the crater and streamed towards the surrounding villages in the valley. The consequences were immediate and catastrophic. Advancing at an approximate velocity of 40 kilometers per hour, the cloud asphyxiated every living organism in its path. People, livestock, wildlife, and even insects were overwhelmed, unable to escape the lethal cloud. There was no refuge, no escape route for those in the trajectory of the cloud. The gas cloud traversed through the villages of Nyos, Cam, Char and Subum, resulting in the tragic loss of an estimated 1,700 to 2,000 men, women and children. Additionally, around 3,500 cattle, which served as a primary source of income for the villagers, also perished. Astonishingly, amidst the widespread devastation, a few individuals managed to survive. One of them recounted the moment when the disaster unfolded. "I could not speak. I became unconscious. I could not open my mouth because then I smelled something terrible. I was surprised to see that my trousers were red and had some stains, like honey. I heard my daughter snoring in a terrible way, very abnormal. When crossing to my daughter's bed, I collapsed and fell. I was there till 9 o'clock the next morning, when a friend of mine came and knocked at my door. I saw some starchy mess on my body. My arms had some wounds. I didn't really know how I got these wounds. I opened the door. I wanted to speak. My breath would not come out. My daughter was already dead. I went into my daughter's bed, thinking that she was still sleeping. I slept until it was 4:30 in the afternoon. Then I managed to go over to my neighbours' houses. They were all dead. I decided to leave. I got on my motorcycle. As I rode through Nyos, I didn't see any sign of any living thing. The cloud dissipated as it reached a distance of 25 kilometres from the lake, allowing some individuals to escape. However, many suffered from the symptoms of gas poisoning. Approximately 800 survivors received medical treatment at the main hospital in Yaoundé. Initially, it was believed that the victims had been poisoned by a combination of hydrogen and sulfur gases, but later doctors determined that death had occurred due to carbon dioxide asphyxiation. In response to the disaster, the government initiated a large-scale relocation campaign for the local population. Concerned about the potential impact on people's health and lives, the authorities decided to seal off the affected area. Within the first week after the incident, over 4,000 individuals were relocated to temporary resettlement camps. For half of them, this relocation became a permanent solution, as their previous lives no longer existed. The magnitude of the disaster garnered global attention, leading members of the international community to visit Cameroon and study the lake. Their objective was not only to comprehend the cause of the incident, but also to implement preventative measures to avoid its reoccurrence. Several scientists suggested the implementation of degassing columns hanging from rafts in the centre of the lake. The concept involves gradually releasing carbon dioxide by pumping up heavily saturated water from the lake's bottom through a pipe until the gas is naturally released inside the pipe, causing the effervescent water to rise and sustain the process. The initial permanent degassing tube was set up in 2001. 2 more pipes were added in 2011, and by 2019 it was confirmed that the degassing process had reached a stable state, with 1 pipe capable of maintaining the process into the future. Consequently, it seems that Lake Nyos is no longer the threat it once was. Additionally, geologists examined other nearby lakes with similar conditions to Lake Nyos. They discovered that Lake Nyos is one of only 3 supersaturated lakes that are known of. The neighbouring Lake Monoun is one of them, and the other is Lake Kivu, which is 2,000 times larger than Lake Nyos. Located in the Democratic Republic of Congo, estimates indicate that a degassing event at Lake Kivu could potentially affect around 2 million people. The magnitude of such a disaster is unimaginable. It is often said that failing to learn from the past leads to repeating it. Let us hope that the lessons learned from the tragedy of Lake Nyos will be taken seriously.